Live from WTVO 17 and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
The first state line residents take what could be the last step in getting the region back on track. Health officials share their experience after receiving the coronavirus vaccine.
I don't even know where to start, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start at.
A Rockford man searches for his missing brother. A timeline of what led up to the disappearance of Patrick Ream. An early morning fire leaves a Rockford family without a home for the holidays. Investigators work to find out if the flames were accidental or an act of arson. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy. Eric is off tonight. The COVID-19 vaccine has made it to the Rockford region. Frontline workers have been lining up to receive their dose. Alexis Carpello joins us from the Mercy Health campus. Alexis, what was the mood like at the hospital?
You know, Mimi, there was a buzz of excitement in the air as those frontline workers lined up to get the COVID-19 vaccine. Health officials with the hospital tell me that there's 1,600 doses of the vaccine. Those have been split up between Mercy's Riverside and Rockton campuses. About the same number of doses have been given to OSF and Swedish American as well. There's also an order of which frontline workers received the dose first. I spoke with the first healthcare worker that received the vaccine. She says this is the first step to the end of the pandemic.
I think this is a really important step in us moving forward through this pandemic. So right now I'm just very excited. I feel no pain. It was easy and painless.
The healthcare workers administering those shots are working as quickly and carefully as they can because they're on a deadline. I'll tell you why at 6 on Eyewitness News. Reporting live in Rockford for your home team, I'm Alexis Carpello.
Big news. All right. Thanks, Alexis. Rockford's mayor announces the local businesses selected to receive assistance amid the COVID-19 pandemic. 81 small businesses and clubs will be allocated up to $25,000 thanks to the Rockford Hospitality Grant. The fund aims to offset losses created by stay-at-home orders and shutdowns over the last year. Mayor Tom McNamara says while funding is in progress, it's too early to let your guard down.
We know that these businesses need far more. We also understand that the health implications are intricately tied with the economics. So I would certainly ask everyone, continue to be vigilant.
A full list of the chosen small businesses can be found on our website, mystateline.com. State health officials say the Illinois coronavirus case total has surpassed 870,000 positives since the start of the pandemic. That's after over 7,000 new cases were confirmed over the last 24 hours. An additional 146 lives lost brings the Illinois death toll to over 14,600. Reports say 7 patients in Region 1 passed away due to the virus overnight. A Rockford family is displaced after watching their home go up in flames. This was the scene on Green Street early this morning. One resident of the home tells Michelle Rave he believes the flames were sparked on purpose.
8 people are left without a home just weeks before Christmas. A fire broke out at this house on Green Street on Rockford's west side Wednesday morning.
I was right in the living room, so all the smoke was coming right there first.
Corzano's Maxwell and Ashley Hunter live here. Maxwell left with just a blanket on his shoulders. His first instinct was to get out.
Ran out the house with nothing on, left everything, reliable stuff, keys, IDs, all that.
While no one was seriously hurt and everyone got out, Maxwell says he knows someone started this fire.
We did have reports that the fire may be intentionally set.
Maxwell believes it was someone he lives with.
Somebody in the house purposely set the house on fire, and another person in the house smelt it and actually opened the door, and all the smoke came rushing in the house. So that's what woke everybody up.
Hunter wasn't inside the house when the fire started, but can't believe none of them can stay there now.
I was at work. I pulled up and saw the fire, so I was immediately in shock and didn't know what was going on.
For now, the adults and children are getting help from the Red Cross.
The house is not a total loss. It will not be torn down. The building department has already determined they're just going to board the building up, but it is not tenable, so no one will be allowed to return to live here right now.
Reporting in Rockford for your home team, I'm Michelle Rave.
A child abuse investigation leads to the arrest of a Rockford woman. Police were called to a home on North Horseman November 22nd. 2 victims under the age of 13 were found beaten. Investigators say Isella Bennett is responsible for the attack. The 32-year-old reportedly knows the victims. She was arrested Tuesday and charged with 2 counts of aggravated battery to a child. Police in Janesville nab a man they say impersonated a police officer. Yesterday, investigators were called to the intersection of Milton Avenue and Newman Street after an off-duty officer saw a car with illegal flashing lights. Investigators were tipped off about the vehicle days before after a woman said she was pulled over by a similar car and saw the driver laughing. Police arrested 22-year-old Blake Davis after they say he admitted to displaying the lights. He was released with a court date. Rockford police hope the public can help them locate a missing man. 28-year-old Patrick Ream disappeared over the weekend. Police say he was last seen on South 1st Street around 6 p.m. Saturday, wearing a black and white Chicago Bulls hat, black hoodie, jeans, and white shoes. His family hosted a search party this afternoon near Ingersoll Park. Ream's brother Matthew says Patrick suffers from schizophrenia, and the last thing Patrick did was apologize to their father.
He left his phone, his wallet with $150 in it, his keys, and his house phone. I mean, his cell phone, his cigarettes, all that good stuff. He left his clothes. He doesn't have anything.
If you think you may have seen Patrick Ream, call Rockford Police or Crime Stoppers. With Christmas just over a week away, last-minute shopping, cooking, and pandemic-related stress can be inevitable. Ari Bruckman spoke with a local doctor who says one key to staying sane this holiday season is adding a little extra movement to your daily schedule.
For most, the holiday season is a time to be cheerful, an air of excitement. But all of that can lead to stress and anxiety, from buying gifts to seeing family, and this year, navigating through a pandemic. There are ways to prevent being overwhelmed this holiday season.
A lot of times people will feel better even if they have severe depression or severe anxiety with some physical activity. So that's something I've been, and a lot of mental health providers have been recommending, not just during the COVID outbreak, but ever since we've known about it, that improving your exercise habits and even just taking a 30-minute walk once a day is enough to really lift people's moods, to make you feel less on edge, to give you more energy, to help you sleep better.
Dr. Carlson Dexter added, "Don't stress about getting gifts for your loved ones. The greatest gift of all this year is your health and well-being." In Rockford, for your home team, I'm Ari Bruckman.
A billionaire philanthropist chooses another state-line nonprofit as a Christmas cause. Mackenzie Scott donated $1 million to the Northwestern Illinois YWCA. The announcement comes just a day after the donor offered a $3 million gift to Northern Illinois Goodwill. The YWCA can use the donation however it wishes in order to make the greatest impact. Organization leaders say a team will be created to determine spending and that unrestricted donations of this caliber are few and far between.
This is something that rarely happens. You just don't receive $1 million in unrestricted funding to use however you want, really ever. This is, it's just been an absolutely surreal experience.
In total, Scott donated $4 billion to hundreds of organizations across the country. As we approach International Women's Month in March, Eyewitness News wants to recognize the contributions of women right here in the state line. We're looking for remarkable women who inspire, lead, and forge a path for others, and we need your help to find them. Just head to our website, mystateline.com, then go to the Community tab to find the nomination form. We'll select 4 nominees. One has the chance to win the Next Star 2021 Woman of the Year Award during a special ceremony in Chicago. Nominations can be submitted through Sunday. Talks continue on Capitol Hill to hash out a spending bill before the government runs out of funding this Friday. The Big Four congressional leaders met in person on Tuesday and left the meeting making major headway to reaching a deal. But Washington's Anna Warnicki reports some lawmakers fear time's running out to pass any deal before the holidays. Eyewitness News is keeping you connected to the nation's capital.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says the finish line is in sight.
It's not a done deal yet,
but we are very close.
Top congressional leaders, known as the Four Corners, met Tuesday to hash out a $900 billion package. A meeting Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said went well.
We agreed we will not leave town until we've made law.
Lawmakers agreed to drop state and local aid, a top priority for Democrats, along with liability protections for businesses, something Republicans were pushing for.
It's time to set aside those pieces that we can't agree on and make progress on the ones we can.
Texas Republican John Cornyn and the Democratic Minority Leader agree the bill doesn't go far enough, but both admit something is better than nothing.
Right now, we must address this emergency over the short term. But make no mistake, we will work in the future to provide additional relief as the country requires.
And McConnell says lawmakers need to work fast.
We need vaccine distribution money. We need to re-up the Paycheck Protection Program to save jobs.
I think it will be done. I know it will be done because we have to do it. Failure is not an option.
If Congress doesn't pass a deal, the government will run out of funding this Friday, and 12 million people will lose unemployment benefits the day after Christmas. In Washington, I'm Anna Warnicki.
Now, your first warned weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
Temperatures today, despite some of the cloud cover, made it into the low to mid 30s, so pretty seasonable for where we should be for this time in December. You've got the 20s off to the west where you still got some snow, 26 in Galena, 29 in Freeport, and 34 our temperature here in Rockford. Our weather watcher Sandy down in the Kirkland-Fairdale area checking in with 72 and a relative humidity now at 73%. Bob here in Rockford 32 and a dew point number of 23. No rain, no snow, and not expecting any precipitation for the next couple of days. A live look with our Mercy Sky Track camera out over Rochelle. You've got the cloud cover. We might start to see some breaks here as we head through the overnight tonight and into tomorrow. But keep those Christmas pictures coming. Love to see those. Nancy shared this picture of her beautifully decorated Christmas tree. Actually, I love the white, almost kind of a frosted look, and there you've got the angel on top. Dennis and Rosa Price out of Oregon shared this picture. They've got the kitchen table decorated. One of my favorite things to see, the snow globes there. So thank you very much, bringing a little bit of festive cheer there to your kitchen. And Joanne sharing this picture says we've downsized a little bit this year because as many not really gathering with all their grandchildren, but hang in there. Things will get better. Thank you guys so much for sharing those photos. Now, we might see a little bit of snow just in time for Christmas. I'll talk about that in a quick minute, but no snow for us as all the rain, the snow, the wind has been out to the east with this large area of low pressure now working up the east coast. You see some very heavy snow now falling across much of Pennsylvania. There, we're talking snow accumulations that could add up over a foot here by tomorrow afternoon. For us, it's the cloud cover. We've been really stuck with those clouds, although we might see some breaks in the cloud cover here as we go through the day tomorrow. I actually do anticipate kind of the back edge as that low pressure system pulls away and high pressure moves back in. We'll see some of that clearing take place here as we head towards tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. We'll see that briefly into Friday. Winds are going to pick up though for Friday afternoon. We've got our next system that comes in overnight Friday and then into Saturday. Now this is not going to be the same as just this last system that we had last Friday and Saturday. Well, yes, we'll get some rain, and yes, we might even see some snow. Nowhere near as much though as snow or rain as what we had. Here comes that storm system. This is early Saturday. Rain, snow mix, might get a few rain showers then that develop during the afternoon on Saturday, and then could see some snow showers wrap in on the backside of that Saturday night. Some very, very minor accumulations, especially north and west. As temperatures warm into the upper 30s for both Saturday and Sunday. So let's jump ahead to Christmas. Historically, what's our chance of seeing a white Christmas? Well, here in northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin, it's really anywhere between about 50 to about 75%. That's 1 inch of snow on Christmas morning. Now, as we go into next week, there is a storm system that we are watching here that could bring us maybe some snow right around the 23rd or 24th, but really certainly all depends on the track of that storm system. There is one thing though for sure, temperatures do look like they'll take a bit of a tumble as we head into Christmas Eve and Christmas Day itself. Highs could stay in the 20s, but heading into early next week, we've got a couple of days that'll climb into the 40s here, upper 30s for the weekend, low to mid 40s, Mimi, early next week.
Now the Napleton Sports Desk with David Greenberg.
So after finally snapping their 6-game losing streak and scoring 30-plus points in back-to-back games for the first time since November of 2018, Bears fans seem to have their minds back in on the playoffs. So I'm here to tell you there's a chance. Why don't you follow me over here, and please don't shoot the messenger. I'm just explaining. I know it's a little bit confusing, but first and foremost, here's what needs to happen. No other option but the Bears must beat the Vikings on Sunday. Second, the Cowboys, they have to beat the 49ers. Third, the Eagles have to beat the Cardinals. And then fourth, the Titans have to beat the Lions. So, like I said, there's a chance, but they definitely don't control their own destiny. Meanwhile, up in Green Bay, it's a total opposite situation. Their destiny is entirely up to them. They currently hold first place in the NFC thanks to a tiebreaker over the New Orleans Saints. Here's a crazy stat I saw the other day. If you ever tried to put into perspective how well Rodgers and the Packers offense is playing, listen to this. Rodgers has 39 passing touchdowns this season. Their punter, J.K. Scott, has only punted 38 times. That's 39 passing touchdowns, 38 punts. Insane. Well, today was the first day that high school students began signing their national letters of intent to continue their academic and athletic careers at the next level. Many of our local athletes have signed. One player in particular is Lena Winslow's standout lineman Jennings Dunker. He's headed to Iowa to play for head coach Kirk Ferentz. Dunker's signing was this afternoon. I'll have highlights from his press conference and his thoughts coming up later tonight.
Warn Interactive Radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and More. We've got the cloud cover this evening. That radar, though, going to be a good thing to keep an eye on, especially for folks out along the East Coast. Lots of snow coming down, rain too, and wind. For us, we've got a little more cloud cover. Rain, snow mix late Friday into the day on Saturday. Low 40s by next week.
All right, thanks, Candice. We'll see you at 6.